The third way to do arithmetics in Bash that we are going to consider is actually arithmetic expansion. And it uses a syntax that is going to look very familiar. You all remember when we did things like results equal, and then we use the dollar parenthesis syntax, the command substitution syntax, to, for example, run a command and put inside of a variable result. Okay, it's a result of running that command. So that's the result of running a ls in my current working directory. Well, the arithmetic expansion syntax is very similar, except that it has double parentheses, okay? And it expects, obviously, inside those double parentheses, something like, for example, 42 plus 9, okay? So if I do something like that and I do echo result, there we go, I evaluated an arithmetic integer expression and I substituted its result in my expression to assign it to the variable result. Okay, so it's very convenient. It gives you access to everything that we talked about previously. So you can, for example, do things like, well, let's say that we have n equal 42, okay, and then I'm going to do result is n plus 9, echo result, so I can reuse variables, okay. I can put a dollar sign here in front of the variable. That's going to work just the same, because I'm just saying that I want to substitute $n by the value contained into variable n, but that dereferencing is actually optional with that notation. You have access to things such as exponentiation, so 3 to the power 5, for example. All right, here's our 243. So pretty much everything we covered with exp, everything we covered with let is going to be readily available here. However, there is a little subtlety here. If I try to do, so far what you've seen me do in those examples is I use command substitution and I use a good old, bash variable assignment before. So what if I do something like this? And if I do something like this, dollar parentheses, parentheses, etc. So that command is going to be substituted by the result of the arithmetic expression that's within the parentheses. So it's just like if I typed 243. I compute that result and then bash tries to do something with 243 and it tells me command not found. Makes sense. In the previous example it worked because when I write something like result equals blah 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 3 power 5, okay, this is substituted, this is a point of arithmetic substitution in bash, it's substituted with the result of the expression and therefore I just assigned a value to a variable, okay, like I used to do since a few modules, in bash. Okay, so what if I want to actually do something in the lines of what I was doing with let previously? Okay, remember with let, I could say I want to assign variable results, for example, to a value. So I cannot do it with this notation. If I was trying to do something like results equals 42, so if I was trying to evaluate an arithmetic expression that contains actually an assignment, it would not work. All right, so there is an alternative syntax that allows you to do exactly that, to evaluate, to do arithmetic substitution, to evaluate an arithmetic expression that contains an assignment. As the syntax is very similar, you just remove that dollar between the double set of opening parentheses. And if you do that, then you get pretty much the same kind of stuff you had previously with let, okay? So you can have expressions now that contain assignment operators, and you can evaluate them like that, okay? And they will also assign a value to whatever variable you are trying to assign, obviously. That means that you can also have things like the shortcut evaluation like this, okay? So plus equal 45, so result plus equal 42 plus 3, so result plus equal 45. All of the variants that we previously discussed are available. And you have also, what am I forgetting here? Well, you have also things like plus plus, okay, where you can say, well, I just want to increment by 1 this variable, right? So why using this complex notation with dollar, parenthesis, 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 when I want my assignment to be pretty much part of the arithmetic expression here, okay? So once you've gone through X, once you've gone through let, and you've learned and you understood the differences, then those two syntax, the dollar, parenthesis, parenthesis syntax, and the parenthesis, parenthesis syntax seem almost more natural, okay, easier than the previous one. So X is a little bit obsolete. I would not recommend relying on it too much. If you have a syntax that you want to favor over the other, I would strongly recommend that you get used to the dollar, parenthesis, parenthesis, and the parenthesis, parenthesis syntax, summarized in this video. These are actually very readable, very easy to use, and they accomplish everything that the other tools have also demonstrated.